Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Sister Act. This is the original film from 1992. Man, this movie is it's 30 years old. It's 30 years old this year. I almost want to check what exact date it came out and see if it's if we jumped on the exact day, that would be amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, it came out in May 29th. So we're just a little past the 30th anniversary of Sister Act. That is just crazy. I do remember seeing this film. I might even have seen it in the theater. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That doesn't matter though. It's an hour and 41 minutes long, and it stars Whoopi Goldberg obviously, and Kathy Najimy. Hopefully I say that right. And Maggie Smith. Why can't I say her name? From Harry Potter. You know, she played the teacher, one of the teachers. Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of people in this. Harvey Keitel plays Whoopi Goldberg's no good mobster boyfriend, and yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not gonna. I realize this movie is old enough that most people have probably seen it, but there's a chance that some of you haven't, and for whatever reason, you might not be old enough, so have bothered to see this, and it maybe just didn't look like the kind of thing. Oh, look, a nun comedy. That's something you definitely just people go clamoring for uh, in this day and age. But no, it's an unexpected breath of fresh air. It's actually really fun, and yeah, it's got its little corny moments when they. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute because as you can tell, this seems like she's a nun who's singing and she's performing, and she doesn't ever like have it on. Well, Whoopi Goldberg is a lounge singer in Reno. She's this divey casino, and it's just she's not really living her best life. She's the mistress of a mobster, like I said, played by Harvey Keitel, and he's got two bumbling goons with him most of the time, and it's just it's a it's not a it's not the ideal world she wants to live in. She wants to settle down with this guy for some reason. He's powerful, he's rich, but he's also a scumbag. So yeah, so she happens to stumble in on seeing her boyfriend. By the way, Harvey Keitel plays Vince, Vince LaRoche. Vince and his goons kill a man because he ratted to the police or something. Played by Max Grodenchek. If you don't know who that name is, if you do, well, good for you. Not only is Whoopi Goldberg a Star Trek alumni, but so is Max Grodenchek. He played Rom, the Ferengi on Deep Space Nine. So yeah, he doesn't last very long in this film, but he does get a nice little role without big giant rubber ears. He plays a guy who got caught snitching, and he gets blown away. And of course, Whoopi, or should say, she's Dolores, but her name is Sister Mary Clarence. Eventually, uh, Dolores witnesses this, and she runs, and she goes to the police, and they put her in witness protection, which is exactly, and they take her to the last place you'd ever expect her to be, this lounge singer who indulges in all sorts of vices. And by the way, this is so very PG and indulging in vices that yeah, there's nothing. I mean, she likes sex and she likes drinking and everything else, and she makes that clear. But it's never in an overtly crude depiction of it or anything. It's not like that. Uh, she is the most innocent looking, sinful woman, or innocent acting anyway, sinful woman in any film ever. So. Yeah, so she gets thee to a nunnery. She gets taken to San Francisco to join a nunnery. She grew up in Catholic school, and as we see in the very opening scene when she's a kid, but she is not happy being stuck in this nunnery for however long it takes for them to bring in Vince. Vince again. Its name is Vince. Yes, Vince. Bring in Vince. Harvey Keitel to bring in Vince, and so she can testify against him before they can kill her. They want to kill. They realize that she's seen what they've done, and what she has to say can put them away, and they do not want that. So they put out the word to their goons around the country to wherever she may be. She's wanted dead or alive. So, but of course, being in this nunnery is not all hell to her. Eventually, she drives Maggie Smith a little bit crazy, who runs the nunnery. She's neither of them want her to be there, and it creates that little bit of tension. But she sort of ingratiates herself with the other nuns, who are kind of sheltered, kind of stuck in there, and they don't go out. They sing in the choir, but they're awful. And guess who's really good at singing? Yeah, the lounge singer. And she finds purpose in leading their choir, and they turn their mournful religious dirges into poppy Motown hits, or girl group songs, But and they morph them somewhere between lyrics about God and tunes that were made popular by all sorts of Motown acts, girl groups of the 50s and 60s. So they're pure in two different ways for the most part. It's 1990, so they're not necessarily going to be doing Nirvana or anything. So it's Guns N' Roses, yeah. It's not exactly taken well by Maggie Smith, but what are you going to do? Everybody in town seems to like it, and there's a montage, of course, of them getting the chance to go out and serve the community, and it's kind of a neat little thing. You get to see the joy on their faces as these women discover that they can do more than just sit around and pray. They can actually engage with their community. And yeah, their church is failing, but it's not like, hey, we got to raise the funds before the evil landlord destroys our church and turns it into a parking lot. Yes, that's a component of it, that their church is struggling, but there's no ticking clock on that, and they just got to get the check in at the last second kind of situation. Then there's none of that, thankfully. But she turns things around. The choir turns things around, brings in people, and gets attention from a lot of people. Of course, it's attention she doesn't need, because she's in witness protection. And, of course, everything comes to a head in the end. I've told you pretty much the film. Sorry. But the details are what matters, and I have not told you those. And honestly, this is a kind of Sunday afternoon movie you can just pop on and enjoy. Just the music is fun. It's light. There's nothing you can really criticize about it. Yeah, like I said, when she's making those Motown hits to be singing about my God instead of my guy, yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but it's still it's good natured, and it's fun, and it's you can't knock it for that. So it's I think it's worth it checking out if you haven't seen it in a while. If you've never seen it, it's the nuns are sweet and delightful. You can't hate them. Maybe some might be a little precocious, obnoxious to some people, but that's you, man. That's you. That's not them. It's your problem. So yeah, Sister Act. It's the kind of thing that, again, I wouldn't have picked. Like, I gotta watch Sister Act. Now it's on Disney Plus. If I wasn't doing this, I probably would have never watched it again. But I'm glad I did. It's a good time. It's a good time. So yeah, if you ever need something that's not gonna be too intense or too crazy, noxious, and it's something you could watch with the kids as well. If you're an adult, I would imagine adults are watching this more than kids. I don't know. I don't know why kids would watch me, but okay. If you are, great. Welcome. But so, yeah, check it out. It's fun for everybody. And there's a sequel that Whoopi very much did not want to do. We already did a review on that months or years ago. I don't know. We already saw the sequel, Sister Act 2. It wasn't necessary. Whoopi did not want to make it, but they threw enough money at her, I think, that she was just like, okay, fine, let's just do it. So I'm sure you can search that online, the history behind the sequel to this movie. But this is all just pure fun, and also a little bit of trivia that just nerds like me appreciate. Carrie Fisher is one of the writers of this film. She's not credited as the writer, but she's one of those types of people in Hollywood back in the day who would be brought in to punch up a script to improve. She's done so many, but this one popped out at me as one of the types of films that she was responsible for cleaning up the script, to find moments of humor and fix things that might have been problematic. And so yeah, Princess Leia worked on Sister Act. So to me, that's neat. I just had to share it. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
100.
Oh, 100. Clean 100. I don't know if we've ever had 100 ever. In the almost 3 years I've been doing this. 3 years? Gosh, the pandemic goes by so fast. Or not fast enough. All right, I don't know what this is, but it's a documentary special or series. We'll find out soon enough. It's called Destination World. Apparently the destination is the world. We're going to the world. So, Destination World is up next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.